All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing. And of course, take a quick second to look over our disclaimer. All right, remember that day trading is risky business. If you are newer to the markets, if you're not quite consistently hitting your marks, guys, utilize small share size, use the paper trading simulators out there, and ensure that your learning curve is limited as you're going through. Uh, geez, ensure that your tuition is limited as you're going through your learning curve. All right. Um, a bit of a tongue twister there. Yeah, heed the warning, take it slow, become competent and experienced before sizing up. Other than that, remember live streams and recaps are never a reason to try and copy trade. It takes months, more commonly years, to become efficient. Lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers, so be careful of fake accounts and impersonators, all right? I will never message you first. I will never message you first. All right, with that being said, hit that thumbs up and let's talk about this beautiful day that we had here, Friday, May 3rd. I mean, an absolute beautiful day. You can't ask for better momentum. And sadly, yes, I am red 2200. Now, at the end of the light, 2300. At the end of the live stream, I was flat. After being green about 1800 at the highs, I was down about 200. Decided to call it, and came back as stock BENF was halting up again, and I got absolutely obliterated. So we will start with that trade, being that that's where I left off on the day, and then we'll bring it back around for those of you guys who did not see the recap, well, rather the live stream at all. And I do have this recorded because I thought I was coming back here to get a nice free trade. So again, I left out maybe right around here in this area. BENF was on the lows. Looked like it was selling off. And then, I looked back up, this thing is pushing up and then was getting halted. So I'm like, hey, you know what? At this time I'm red on the day, 300-400 bucks, maybe 300, because I think I was green on something else, small green. So I was like, yeah, let's give this thing a shot again. Maybe we see another nice move, and I'm gonna get obliterated here, man. This is gonna be a rough one. Let's watch this resumption here. So we're halted up at 1027. Here we go. Absolutely brutal. I'm gonna pause it and then I'm gonna let it play. So there's resumption, 1045. It comes down to about 27, and then it teleports up to 70 by 87. And because we still had some red hitting the tape and there was really no green at all, I didn't look to get in. I thought we needed to pull back some more. But the moment I saw it jump up like this, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get long, and right here I'm gonna watch for break of 11, and I rip right over 1146, and I'm gonna get in. So I'm in, and I'm in right at the highs at 88, getting filled on the ask. Okay, cool, no big deal. But the moment I get long, look at this. $9 on the bid. 9 by 918. And guys, this is small size for me. 1,200 shares here is small size. So it just goes to show you the risk. I mean, in a second, and that's what I'm going to title this recap, right? Red 2300, red 2200 in 1 second, red 2K in 1 second. Just so disappointing. And then the dip here at 77, we skip ahead 30 seconds and then another 30 seconds. The thing is going to give the move that I thought was possible. Come on. So here, I'll go back, let it play, and then we'll move on. We'll kind of bring it back to the very beginning of the day, and then go from there. But yeah, I was gonna do a full hour recap. I did already study. I'm gonna study again on Sunday, but I'm gonna try to do 15 minutes, 20 minutes max, and then get out of here, because it is a little late. I mean, just like that, and that's the risk. Are there days where I'm green just like that quickly? And the answer is yes. But on this particular day, where's my mouse? In that particular area, I just got obliterated, man. Vaporized. Titanic. Not even Titanic. Titan. Okay. Let's see. Let's pull up E-Trade. So actually, let's look at SGBX. Coming back to the very beginning of the day, this is one of our leading stocks, and this was on watch for a move up. And boy, did it give a good move. You guys know I love to trade uptrending stocks. So this thing started out around 403, well, 281 really. Got up to 450, pulled back into the open. We had candles making the new high, and we pushed up higher. And the number one problem I had in this move was the spread. I mean, I could not get anything going in this area. I don't know. And you know, something a little disappointing, I did kind of mess up on the screen recording. I didn't start recording up until later, so I did miss out on the first push. But you can see I traded 52,000 shares already to this point. And the number one thing for me was just the spread, man. The trades that I was taking were very solid trades. Just, pretty slow fills and a spready stock together is never going to be a good combination. So, buying and orders getting filled in chunks, and just, these type of things make it a little bit more tricky for the strategy that we have, right? We want to get those fast fills. We want to see those tight spreads. And especially if we can get some price improvement, even better. So I think ultimately I did miss the very first red to green. Let's just double check here. We'll put on the show trades. Yeah, so I traded the very first candle, break of 4. Um, or I think the dip at 4 actually. Yeah, the dip at 4. We ripped up through 4, it pulled back. I'm like, hey, can we hold over 4? It didn't hold. I'm out very tight. And I think I looked away at one of the other stocks because I missed the 1 minute candle here. Yeah, I looked away at something else, and like the moment I looked back, it felt like 10 seconds, but it was more so about 2 minutes. And I saw that this thing was already completing the red to green up at 420. So from 420, we dipped down to a low of oh 06. We can see that I was in here high. I bought 15, which was a little high versus the lows. But we did gain an average of 5-6 cents, but not the best trade being that the low was at oh 06, but it curled up from there. So I kind of missed the first 2 candles for the initial red to green. But yeah, from here in this uptrend, I mean, the spread is what really got to the better of me. I mean, I didn't have a super huge size, but a lot of the trades that I'm trying to take, you know, just couldn't connect on anything. Could not connect. And this was for this entire move up until, you know, the stock really starting to pull away, which was, let's see, when did we really like open up? Let's zoom out. I'd say over about $5. We can get rid of the show trades. Definitely a little distracting at this point. Where are we? My brain. Okay, there we go. But yeah, let's see. Break of 5, break of 6. I think break of 6 is coming up. We can fast forward a little bit here to see how break of 6 transpired. Actually, we can go back a little bit. So there's the screen recording. It's turned on. We got a high. It's actually already over 6 the moment I pulled it up. Let's see how I did on this red candle. Did I capture anything going down? $33. It seems like it was a gradual move down. Okay, 20, 22. It's lingering around this 20 area. I think I should have been in, start looking back at stuff like so small stuff like this. Like could have been in there 1500 small size or 2500 small size, and just waiting to see, right? I mean, even right now, 22 entry, 23 entry, 33, it's already 10 cents. Can sell some, watch to see what the rest will do, you know. It comes back down. Okay, okay, this is good. See, this time I'm in. And I think this is one of the better trades that I had because I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give this thing a chance. And can we curl back up? Right. So I sold some, and this is exactly what I'm supposed to do, right? I'm gonna sell 1,000 shares around 35 average. And I sold another, let's see. So at 48, I'm gonna sell another 1,000. This is a good trade here. I'm holding 500 at 50. And there's a chance this thing can get back to 6. So that was a good trade right there. It's still an early sell compared to where we can go, but this type of stuff isn't bad. And it's good to see that I'm capturing the first pullback like this. One of the good things I think what's going to catch me though is that this thing is going to dip, and I'm going to try to add back right here. This is what's going to get me. First, I made a mistake of thinking there wasn't going to be a dip, which was idiotic right here. Right here, I started to think, actually, it's not that, let's not say idiotic. It's just aggressive, right? Because sometimes this is the case where we don't dip at all. And I increased my size because I felt good. And I'm going to, right here, I'm going to start to think, man, this thing doesn't want to dip because it was lingering around this area for some time. So I tried to buy over 60 here. The moment I'm in, it starts to come back down. I mean, literally 52 on the bids. So I take a loss there in the spread. We have 49 by 56. It looks like I got a fair fill at least. And then right here, I'm going to try to buy the dip at 30. And I'm buying this dip here under the context that, we shouldn't pull back all the way to the lows at 18. Or what was that, 15? 15. Because from 15, we basically got up to 60. I thought, something in the middle would have been fine. And we pulled back and, for a second, 30 was holding up a little bit. I'm in. I see 49 on the ass. So I'm thinking, okay, this looks like it's going to be a good bounce. And we're going to get right back over 50 to test the level of 60 again. Instead, and you can see we even had 40 on the bid for a split second. Instead, selling. It's going to come down here on me. 22, and it's going to essentially retest 15. 15 from 20 is only 5 cents. So, just the trade, the nice, beautiful trade I had going up, I'm going to give it back trying to buy the dip. Just not good. And in fact, it came back down to 15. So right there, we had a bit of a double bottom. And I think I could have been more aggressive to try to get back in at 15. But sometimes for me, when having a losing trade, I'm not as aggressive to buy back to low. So that was my issue right there. It curls up and I'm a little out of sync here. I'm like not quite sure what it wants to do, but I'm like, okay, because I missed the dip. So I missed the dip. I'm like, I'm gonna wait for the high because I don't like to buy in between too many. Even a trade like this is me buying for the 1 minute candle to make a new high. I'm buying high or low. I'm trying to buy high or low every time. So over 59, I'm gonna get back in. Actually, did I get back in? Let's see. We might have to go back. 67. Let's see. 59. I think I got back in somewhere here. Perhaps I skip. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna skip ahead a little more just now. Well, let's see. 59. I thought I was back in. So, okay, I got back in. And see, so the fills, man. Ay, 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 the fills, I tell you. So we had 71 by 76. There's 79. Well, I mean, I guess this is a fair fill. It's so frustrating, but, I guess it's coming down. But I think we still had an order at 73 the moment I bought, despite it dropping. And it becomes like an instant loss. Just not good. And I think I ended up going down like $1,000 at one point. So it was churning around 70 area. It pulled back. I tried for the dip here at 45. Looks like I made something there. So some of the dips working. I'm back in at 40. We get up there to 50. I think I should have took off some more of this up there. I ended up stopping out. Did I add? Did I add? If I added, no, I stopped out. I got back in. Just a battle. Just a, hold up. There's a bigger loss in here. This is just like a huge battle, man. Let me see this loss and then we'll shut it. Then we'll not shut it down. We'll skip ahead. Fair fill, all things considered. See, this type. Looking back at this, I should sell this immediately, man. I should sell this immediately because I think I'm in a high fill or higher fill than I would like. There's no reason to even give it a chance there. So this is better that I tried to buy back, but then I get a higher fill again. Perhaps could have been a little bit more patient, and that's just like throwing $300-400 to the wind in the spreads. Right here, 20 is where I could have given it a chance, but instead, it's like I waste my mental capital at 29, and now I'm not as aggressive as I would need to be here. Did I get back in? It doesn't look like I did. See, I should have been back in because 15 held up before. I could have tried it. I mean, it could have flushed down right here, but still, I could have at least tried. There's a bit of a spread, 17 by 20. I mean, man, goodness sake, man. Ay, ay, ay. Brother. I'm going to show you guys this trade where I tried with size. This was such a close day, man. So, but over 50, I know at this point, because we're trending down. Anything over 50 with volume. Can we see a retest of the highs? I'm in. I'm out. And I'm going to try for a breakout here. This is me trying for the breakout over 70. Because I know if we push through 75, remember earlier we saw about 78, 76, I think. I know if we push through 75, this thing is going to rip all the way up to like 650 or at least $6. And nothing happens here. It pulls back to 52, 43, and then 19. Just a brutal drop, man. Brutal drop, brutal drop. Over the high at 15, it starts to move. It does start to curl up here a little bit. The bear flags have been curling up like nicely recently. And I think this is sloppy on my behalf to not already be watching at this. Small details like that. Like, what am I watching at? UPLD? Like, this is nonsense. Keep my eye on the prize. I'm red as this thing is going higher. We finally, after a million years, and this wasn't even a great trade, honestly. Like, I'm gonna try for break of 6. Man, you gotta be sharp. You gotta be so sharp. You can't afford to slack. So here's the thing, right? I'm gonna try for break of 6 right here. It gets up to 97. It's not as strong as I would like, so I'm gonna sell that and let it get back in. I'm back in. We get to the level. They're sellers, and here's the thing that I despise. Nasdaq is printing twice, showing this is one order. It's showing as 2. So I'm already thinking there's more sellers than there is. And the wall is not, but I kind of knew too, like, okay, it's not a huge wall. So I'm out. We go to 88. I should have bought back. I should have bought back immediately. So the moment I saw 6, I should have bought back. Why? The wall is not that big. Could have been back in. Ay, ay, ay. I should have been back in, and then the move is going to happen right here. I'm going to try to buy, but I'm going to try to buy right here. Right here, I'm about to buy. I'm about to buy. but the orders are not that much, that plenty. So I've already clicked the buy button here. It's gonna show on the screen in the next millisecond. But look at how fast it goes. My gosh. At this point, I was fearing the worst. I'm like, oh man, I'm probably gonna get filled all the way at 85. I bought before this thing even showed on the screen. And like, I got the fill 45 on the way up, and I sold, and I don't even know what fill I got coming out. I honestly should have gotten filled in the halt level because that's where I clicked the sell button, and I think I did. Right? If I go to check, I think I did. And I buy super aggressively here, watching for a bounce. This is gonna rip right back up. And we slowly added to the gains. We slowly added to the gains. There's some areas like this where I'm talking on the stream and I'm like, it's gonna either go up or down over this level of 30. And I was buying before the break to try and anticipate, but it was a little choppy. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait for a little bit of a higher push. Like right here, I'm trying before the break. You know, and it's choppy, right? I'm getting scratch trades. We're not quite pushing all the way up. So the moment it comes through the level, I'm gonna get long, and you know, it's just not gonna go. It's gonna come right back down. So right here, 30, but then 17 on the bids, 32, but 22 on the bids. Can we push through 40? 37. Can we push through 37? The moment I see us pushing through 37 and then 45, I'm already in. Boom. Can we see 50, 60, 70? Instead, there's 9 on the bids. 9 on the bids. Come on. Just come on. Come on. And this is where I started giving. So this and you know, talk about things being different. Like I get this to go, and it's size, and I can size up on you know the move up here. It's like just like that. We're pushing 3-4K within the next 30 seconds. Instead, it's an equal and opposite reaction. Bigger loss. Things get a little choppy. And no matter what I tried on the way up, just got chopped out. Chop, 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 chop. Bought a dip. You know, this was a decent stock, man. I have no complaints. I just have to be better. I will be better. Don't worry. Mark my words. Relentless trader will always look to improve. But yeah, so this is where the live stream kind of ended. BENF, high fills, split second stuff. That's really and truly what happened here. Like we had red, green, and then the trade that you guys saw at the end. But this was like 4 halts going up in a row, right? If we move off this thing, let's come to E-Trade. Delayed data reconnecting. What's going on? I guess it's 10 p.m. Even E-Trade saying connecting. Oh, come on, load. What's going on today? No. All the recap is going to the depths. Yeah, this thing got halted up a ton of times. I really would have preferred E-Trade. This thing got halted up a ton of times. I mean, we can pull up the live stream. Resumption after resumption. You know, high fill in one resumption. Gets halted up again. We skip ahead. Let me show you guys this resumption here, 750. Resumption coming up. It resumes at 820. It's going to jump to 40. And I'm going to think the move up is about to happen. There's 40.50. I'm buying, expecting it to continue higher. The moment I go long, it pulls back. and it pulls back and it stalls out right here around 95. From 95, it gets back to 50 on the ask, and then 98, 97. Like this is what was happening to me like throughout this day. Like some entries I could see coming, I kind of miss it, trying to scalp aggressively. Caught some good dips. The timing, man, the timing was just crazy today. But you know, it's one of those things where you feel so close, but yet you're so far, right? You're so far, but yet you're so close. And that's why they say it's a tightrope walk, a fine line, a small difference between being green, being red, being hugely green, being hugely red. I mean, I literally end the day down 200. And I'm telling myself, okay, I'm gonna move away from the screen. I'm gonna go to like a living room kind of setting and just take 5-10 minutes for myself. If I was to do that without seeing that move at the end, it's one of those things where something as small as that would have saved me 2200, because I wouldn't have been here to get caught in that move down. But on the contrary, right? It's like there's days where I'll stay and then I'll add 2200. You know, as we saw, I got chopped out, then the stock went back up, right? In terms of that bigger loss we looked at earlier. So it's all part of it. You know, I've been learning over the years to not be frustrated on days like this. It's really a good testament to show you how hard it is, you know, what we're doing. It can seem easy at times, but the risk is real, man. Every time we go in, we can lose just as much as we can make. And, you know, you have to be able to stay sound mentally. Because if you get emotional, well, your account can go away very quickly. So we got to stay sharp. We got to stay focused. You know, I'm going to come back again tomorrow, well, Monday. Sunday, I'm going to be here. I'm going to study up and I'm going to be ready to go. Staying green mentally, staying focused, looking forward to, you know, just being better and improving. You know, progress is the only goal. So, upwards and onwards, hit that thumbs up. Check out those links down below. You know, it's so late that the recap is a little rushed, but you know, better than nothing. We got to put out something for the people. Stay safe, stay green. It looks like my internet is what's out, which is strange. That doesn't usually happen. So stay safe, stay green. I'll catch you guys next time.